Hey everybody. So today I'm going to show you how to play Harry Hotspurs. Harry Hotspurs is a song in the Vamoosh book 1.5 and it primarily uses open strings. Today I'm going to go over the cello part, but it's the same musically for the viola or the violin books and also the bass. Couple things here. Right now we're looking at the cello book, and for my cello friends, I want to show you one thing before we start. This note over here is a high E. And when we were playing our D scale, the last note that we have on our A string is a D. But if you know the music alphabet, after D comes another E. We haven't learned this note yet. But if you wanted a challenge, you would place your third finger where your fourth finger tape is, and then place your fourth finger down. So instead of sounding like this D, so we would move it up a whole step. But for today's purposes, we're going to change that high E to the one finger that's down on our D to make it a low E. Everything else is quarter of open strings. So why don't we go ahead and get started. One other thing I want to point out to everybody who's learning this song is that we have a couple of repeat signs. So if you follow my cursor here, I'm going to highlight the repeat signs. I'm going to highlight them in red for repeat. And we play through the first line of our music. Second line of our music, we'll forget about this word fine for a second, but I drew an arrow here, and if we were to, oh, that's not red, let's make that red. And it doesn't want to be red for us today, so we'll just pretend that that's red. There's a repeat sign. So the order of the songs, we go from the beginning to the repeat sign, and then we go back and we repeat lines 1 and 2 again. At the top of the page that I've sent to you, it has my writing here. It says line 1 and 2 and then repeat. After that, we go to the line number 3. And you see there's another repeat sign here, but it's telling us to do something different. It's almost like a tennis ball or a ping pong ball. We play through line 3 and line 4. There are those E's again, so we play them as our first finger. When we get to the end, there's a repeat sign. So we're going to go from here back to this repeat sign. We repeat line 3 and 4. See where it says 3 and 4? Repeat. And then we get to this word, DC al fine. DC al fine means go back to the beginning. So we go all the way back to the beginning and we play lines 1 and 2, and then we end. Fine is a Latin word for finished or the end. Okay? So the order is line 1 and 2, repeat, line 3 and 4, repeat, then go back to the beginning, and we ended here at the fine. Now for today's lesson, I'm only going to be playing for you the music on the cello. But on our website, you can hear the background track from Vamoosh 1.5 books on his YouTube channel, or you can also open up the back of your book and use your CD. Okay, let's go over the first 2 lines. Our rhythms here are pretty simple. We have eighth notes and quarter notes. So the first rhythm is ta, ta, ti, 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 ta, 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 rest. Why don't you go ahead and clap or say that rhythm while I play it on my cello. And again, we're using open strings, so we have our open D and our open A. Whoops, my A is a little bit out of tune. Let's see if I can get it a little bit better. Excellent. All right, so go ahead and count and clap out loud with me, and I'll play, and then you'll join me. 1, 2, first measure. Rest. Great. Now why don't you go ahead and pick up your cello. Good. Set it up. And I'm going to go ahead and play the next measure with me. Listen to the next measure. 1, 2, ready, and. Did it sound a little bit familiar? Of course it did, because our third measure here is the same as our first measure. So why don't you listen to me play the whole first line, and if you'd like, you could try to play along with me, and if not, you'll go ahead and we'll do it again in a couple seconds. Here we go. Beginning, 1, 2, ready, play, and. Rest. first line. So why don't you go ahead and play it along with me one more time. And then if you'd like, you can go ahead and pause the video here and you can repeat that line at your own speed until you can play it straight through without any pauses. All right, from the beginning of the first line, let's make sure our bow hold is correct, that our fingers are curled over the stick, but we're not gripping that frog, so we're choking it out. Nope, we want to make sure that it's nice, our hand is loose, our fingers are falling asleep, and our pinky is somewhere around that strip that you have on your end pin. All right, place your bow. Make sure your bow is parallel to your bridge, and here we go. From the beginning, 1, 2, Harry Hotspurs. Rest. Rest, rest, rest. Excellent. Okay, if you'd like, you can go ahead and pause this video here and practice, but let's go ahead and do the second line. We go from the D and the A string, and then we do a bunch of eighth notes. But remember here, we play that A and the E here, first finger on the D string. Let's start it at the beginning. I'll play for you the first measure, and then why don't you echo me? Listen. 1, 2, line 2. Great. Now you do it. I'll count you in. 1, 2, your turn. That sounded really good. And I really like the way that you're holding your bow. All right, let's go on to the next measure where we have our eighth notes. Listen to the speed. Why did you air bow? We start on our G, we go to the D, A string, and after that we get our first finger ready. And that's the only finger we're going to use. So listen to the second measure on the second line. I'm going to put a little spot there so you know where I am. Starting right there. My turn, listen, ready, and. Whoa, that went fast. Get ready for that first finger. Why don't you try it with me? Maybe a little bit slower. Starting on our G, get your cello ready. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Great. And the last note is just a quick open A string. Listen to that all together. We're going to start at the same G where my yellow marking is. And listen or play along with me. 1, 2, ready, and. That's it. That's it for that first line. Now, after our high A, we count 3 beats of rest in this measure. And can you tell me what kind of rest that is? Did you say whole note? You're correct. 4 beats of rest. So we play that A and we count in our heads. 1, 2, 3. You measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's that repeat. We go back to the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and play the first 2 lines, and then I'll pause the video and we'll give you a new video in just a few minutes for line 3 and 4. Here we go. First line and second line, Harry Hotspurs. Get ready to play with me. 1, 2, first line and play. Back to the beginning. Now from here you would go on to the third line, but for now we're going to stop the video and I'll make a new video for line 3 and 4 of Harry Hotspurs. Great job, everybody.